Taking a live look at the big board, the U.S. stock market has steadied, at least somewhat. Strategists, though, warn the sharp swings likely that we've seen in recent weeks are not over yet. Hey, here's something else to talk about. Reuters is reporting Canada putting a hold on Tesla in its EV rebate program. Canada's transport minister says Reuters, they say no rebate payments will be made, at least for the time being. So let's get to CBS News senior business and tech correspondent Ling. Ling, good to see you, my friend. Is this just another layoff of this tariff war?
It is a multi-layered situation. The Canadian transport minister is basically saying they're going to freeze all rebate payments for Tesla. We're talking about $43 million. And the issue is here that they want to investigate each and every payment that was slated to go out. And they're basically saying they're also banning the Tesla, the EV maker, from future EV rebate programs as well. What people are saying about this is this very much has to do with the tariff situation. No rebates until each claim is individually investigated. So that will likely will impact sales, of course, in Canada. And they plan to revise the rules in Canada so that Tesla is not eligible for this program as long as what they call illegitimate and illegal U.S. tariffs are imposed on Canada. Those tariffs are slated to go into play next week. President Trump last night starting to soften a bit on some of that language, but certainly Canada responding to this. And I've just been tracking what other Canadian leaders outside of the transport minister have been saying. Interesting here, the British Columbia Premier David Eby said in a statement that this decision to bar the company from rebate policies was, quote, just for Tesla, and it is because of Elon Musk. Read.
Wow. So from cars that do not run on gas to groceries, you have some word about grocery giants Albertson and Kroger. They're in court following the collapse of a merger deal. What's happening there?
Yes, this is a big back and forth between two of the biggest American grocers. Chances are you shop at one of these grocery stores. But Kroger and Albertsons, remember back in December, that $25 billion merger, it fell apart. Well, now Albertsons back in December had sued Kroger, and now Kroger is countersuing Albertsons. They're alleging a breach of contract that led to the entire deal falling apart. Now, you might remember, in this grocery spat, Albertsons asked for billions of dollars in damages, $600 million in a termination fee after this 2-year process completely fell apart. Kroger now says that Albertsons was engaging in what they call secret and misguided campaigns with another wholesale grocers in this process. And this was what we call a divestiture buyer, and they were pursuing, allegedly, their own regulatory strategy. So Kroger is responding, saying this is misconduct, and Albertsons is not entitled to that $600 million breakup fee that they want. So Albertsons hitting back, saying these are weak claims. They're trying to distract from executive issues at the top of their ranks. But certainly a lot happening in a merger that fell apart completely after 2 years of an attempt to bring these two massive grocers together. A lot of critics of the merger have been telling us that it would have driven prices up, reduced choice for consumers, while the grocers themselves back then said that it would actually do the opposite. So read lots of drama in grocery world.
Yeah, drama in grocery world. While they fight over millions, I just want to know how I can get eggs for a cheaper price as a consumer, right? So let's talk about consumers a little bit more. Consumer confidence, it plunged this month to its lowest level in years. What's to blame for this? Because the elephant in the room is the big question: could we be headed to a recession? And does this consumer confidence metric that we're talking about drive the conversation forward to that R word?
Look, this metric shows how people feel about their personal finances, about the labor market, and about the business environment out there. Big businesses, small businesses, what have you. And so what we saw is people feel very, very uncertain about their families' finances going forward. It's veering in a negative direction. And so a lot of this comes from uncertainty. And when you look, in addition to consumer confidence, you look at what executives and CEOs and companies are saying. You're seeing in earnings reports and calls that executives feel very much that they don't know which way to go because there's so much uncertainty around what are supposed to be tariffs on the so-called dirty 15 countries. That's what the White House is calling it. on April 2nd. And so there's a lot of uncertainty. People feel inflation still a huge problem for them, even though inflation numbers are what they actually are. And so looking at the bigger picture, people feel less confident about their financial futures, and that's why you get this number. So regardless of the other data, this is very much a look at, how do you feel about your wallet, your savings account, your ability to pay for an emergency event, and buy eggs, hopefully, that will go down in price.
Right. May it be so, says every omelet lover. Ling, Kent, thank you so much. Nice to talk to you.